Hi, my name is Stacy Heath, and this is the story of how I started to write. I have 4 sons, and my youngest son is 22. So my son was about 6 or 7, and I went to the bus stop, the school bus stop, to pick him up. And while I was there waiting, I just happened to look up in the sky, and I saw this cloud that was in the shape of an angel, and this angel had a pen, and God said, "Write." I'm thinking, okay, internally I'm thinking, okay, write. But internally I was struggling at that time with some poor self-image and just not knowing who I was and where I was going in life, what I wanted to do, things like that. And so I didn't write. So as time went on, I continued to work on myself and still trying to find myself, and so it's taken me that many years, almost 20, I want to say, years to start writing. My inspiration to start writing really didn't come until I started working as an in-home caregiver with a friend of mine's. At the time, did I know she was my friend? No. My job sent me on an assignment. I got her care plan. I saw her name. Didn't know who she was, didn't recognize the name. And I went to her home and I started working with her, met who she, just was introduced to her, started working with her. And I was introduced to her by her mother. And so I started working with her, and I worked with her for about 6 months before she was put into a facility. And it wasn't until her husband came home from work one day, because he wanted to be able to meet who the new caregiver was, that he's like, "I know you." And then I said, "I know you." And it's like, oh my goodness, it had been 5 years since we'd seen each other. And we were thinking, gosh, in Eugene, how could we not run into each other at all? But we didn't. We didn't see each other for 5 years. And we knew each other from our sons playing high school basketball together. They went to high school together and played basketball. And so even when she went into the facility, I continued to work with her and took her out, and we just did all kinds of things together. Sometimes, people who are diagnosed with dementia, kind of get pushed to the side, and they don't get treated as if they're human, and I wanted to not let that happen to her. So I continued to go and see her, and I took her out, and we did all kinds of things together, bowling, I would take her to dinner. We went and had pedicures together for Mother's Day. We just did all kinds of things, even though she had no clue what was happening in that diseased brain of hers. I wanted her to know that she was still human. And so she was my inspiration to actually start writing again. And so as I sit here and think about her, I'm starting to get emotional, because I didn't start putting like a pen to paper until I started working with her, until God caused our paths to cross again, is when I started writing. And now I'm finding myself where the writing is just wanting to just come out of me. And a lot of my writing, I feel like, is going to be connected to her, because my passion right now is wanting to work and learn more about people who are diagnosed with dementia, wanting to let them know that they are human. They are still human beings. They have the right to be treated as human beings, and that's what I want to write about, and inspire others, who may be dealing with people out there, their loved ones being diagnosed with this disease. So my writing didn't really start until my friend gave me that inspiration. So you can find my writing in many places. I have a WordPress website, which is, that address is stacy548.wordpress.com. You can find me on Illumin, Volume 1, at illumin.collectivelight.org. I also have a Facebook page under my name, Stacy Heath, and my name is spelled with C-Y, S-T-A-C-Y. And I also have an Instagram page, which is Apostle49. And Apostle, A-P-O-S-T, has 2 L's because God told me double portion. And that's why Apostle has 2 L's. So you can find me on my Instagram page under Apostle49. And that's my story of how I began to write.